'cause your love lit up this whole neighborhood. But now that you're gone, you know the sun don't shine from the city hall to the county line. And that's why I said ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love in the heart of town. Ain't no love, and it sure is a pity. Ain't no love, 'cause you ain't around. Every place that I go, oh, it seems so strange. Without you there, things have changed. When nighttime comes, there's a blanket of gloom. Another teardrop falls in my lonely room. I say there ain't no love in the heart of the city. There ain't no love in the heart of town. City hall to the county line. I say there ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love in the heart of town. Ain't no love, it sure is a pity. Ain't no love, 'cause you ain't around. This great big old town. Ain't no love, and ain't it a pity? Ain't no love, 'cause you ain't around. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love in the heart of this town.
On this Monday, our final Black History tribute will be shown. I pray that you will tune in for a special 6 p.m. release of that particular Black History tribute. We've had a wonderful time looking at Mr. Marvin Freeman, a professional golfer, looking at Dr. Oris Mays and the legacy that he left with his family, the 4 Mays daughters, and the wonderful Miss Elizabeth Mays, who is a member right here at this church. The final tribute will be for Mr. Bobby Blue Bland. His wife will give first-hand testimony of the things that he faced and the things that he accomplished and his pioneering ways in the area of blues. You don't want to miss this Black History tribute.
Don't bring your checkbook, bring your broken heart, 'cause it's members only tonight.
Today I have the distinguished honor of speaking with Mrs. Willie Martin Bland, wife of the legendary Bobby Blue Bland. Miss Bland, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. It was when I received the assignment to dig deep into the history of Mr. Bland. I had no idea that so much living history was right here in our church, and I had seen you plenty of times. I've been here 6 years, but I never really knew the history. I was like, okay, Mrs. Bland, but I never connected the two of who you really were. So I guess we can start at the top. How did you and Mr. Bland meet?
We met through his mother at his home when I was 12 years old.
12?
Not as a girlfriend. His mom always called me her little daughter. Mm-hmm. She only had one child, and that was, her son, Bobby.
Wow.
And I always had a crush on him, but he didn't know it. And just one day, out of the clear blue, when I was 19, I believe, he asked his mother, where was the little skinny girl with the long hair? And she called me up.
Wow. Wow. So was he into music around that time?
Oh, yeah.
Are you musically inclined? Do you sing or anything?
No.
Play? Okay. But it was your interest because it was his interest as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Okay. So it was said that he developed a sound that mixed gospel with blues and R&B. He was described as one of the great storytellers of blues and soul music. Where exactly would that come from? And I know they referred to him as the lion of the blues. Where exactly do you think he received the storytelling ability, or where were you often seeing that in life?
Well, Bobby was raised in church, and he used to sing spiritual. And basically, it was a gift because when he first started, he was discouraged by the Bahari brothers when he auditioned.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
One of the Bahari brothers told him to go back home and get his plow because he would never make it as a singer.
Wow.
So it was basically a gift. God just blessed him to do everything that people thought he wasn't able to do.
Wow. The Bahari brothers. And what was their... they were over the auditions?
They were producers. It was two brothers, I believe. I met one brother in '92 when Bobby was inducted into some Hall of Fame. I don't remember if it was blues or what. And
Rhythm and Blues. He received the Rhythm and Blues Pioneer Award in '92, and it was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And the men came up to congratulate him. He said, "But I know you don't remember me."
Wow.
And Bobby's real outspoken. He said, "Oh, I'll never forget you. You were the one that told me to go back and get my plow."
Wow.
And the man, he turned so pale and he said, "I said that and I'm sorry."
Oh, wow. So they told him to go back and get his plow, but I read in '51, Ike Turner actually recorded him.
Yes.
I'm sure that was a blessing in disguise to go from them to Ike.
Yes.
Wow. So how did that come about? Do you remember anything about?
Well, see, no, I wasn't married to him at the time, and I don't remember the details of that. But I remember that Ike was in Memphis, and apparently he was a scout or something, and Ike was asked to record him.
Wow. That worked out. Incredibly. So in being married to him, how were you able to balance family, the home life, and balance, I know it's maybe hard being with someone who has such a thriving career. How was that for you, being able to maintain through all that? Because a lot of times people see the men, but they don't understand the women that are at home or the women that are beside them that are helping them through everything that they're going through to help them be successful.
Well, it was a lot of work because Bobby thought that I was next to the Lord. That I could do anything but fail. And he relied upon me for so much. But, through it all, it worked out.
Wow. So you really were the backbone of the family.
Yes.
What is one of your greatest memories with him? I know it's so many.
A lot of great memories, but I remember he wanted to live in the house with me, and I said no.
Oh.
Men buy license for dogs, and I know I'm as good as a dog.
Oh.
He said, "Oh, Willie, I didn't know if you wanted to get married or not."
Oh.
And I always remember that.
Wow. So like he was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in '92. He got a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1997. He was inducted to the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1999. And then he was inducted to the Memphis Music Hall of Fame in 2012. Why do you think it took so long for Memphis to induct him when he was already recognized nationally so long ago?
Well, he said Jesus was a stranger in his own hometown, and he said that's why he was treated that way.
He was black.
Yeah, he said your own people don't accept you.
Wow. So during that time, do you remember, I know you said those particular brothers told him to go get the plow, go back to the plow. Were there any other situations where you remember like racism kind of being prevalent or any type of discrimination?
Well, I remember a lot, but I can remember traveling and the people at the service station put diesel in his car. And so he had to take care of that before he could get to where he was going.
Wow.
But Bobby has never been treated like he should have been anyway. Bobby, great singer. He's not just a blues singer. He can sing anything, and he could sing anything that he wanted to. But people never focus on him, and we discussed it, and he just felt like since he didn't play guitar, he wasn't gonna be treated like a B.B. King or
Elvis Presley.
But he loved B.B., and apparently B.B. loved him, and he wasn't jealous of B.B., but he never felt like that he would reach, close to B.B. because he didn't play an instrument. And he was always reminded of that he didn't play an instrument.
Wow. So how, in dealing with all of those, how do you manage to sit here with a smile today and have such a great demeanor and knowing the things that you went through in the past, and you don't look like you haven't been through anything.
Well, I knew Bobby had a good heart. He was a good person. And I know that he didn't get his fair share, as far as fame and all. But it's no need of me crying over it. I mean, I might as well to just move on.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm thankful that Pastor gave us the opportunity to highlight him to so many who maybe didn't even know how we were connected, and to even know the things that he was able to do and the things he was able to pioneer. Even certain songs we listen to today, nobody has an idea that Bobby actually wrote those songs.
Well, there was a minister a couple of Sundays ago who did his text on members only, and he played Bobby's song in the church. And he was, I believe it was a CME church, but several people called and told me. Yeah. But did Pastor ever tell you that he was about the second minister that Bobby ever respected? He just loved Bobby to death.
Oh. Really?
Now he loved Aretha's father. But see, they drank whiskey together.
Yes, ma'am.
And the first time he met Pastor, he said, "Oh, he's real."
Wow.
And he just loved him dearly.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow. If there was any advice you could give to our generation, whether it be people who want to be in the music industry, or even those supporting someone who isn't in the music industry, what advice could you give us today?
Well, you would want to learn how to handle the business first, even though you a musician or whatever. But you would want to know how to handle the business and how to, own your rights to your catalog and all that stuff.
Wow. And Mr. Bland owned his?
No.
Okay.
That was a mistake that he made.
Wow.
Who was the great guy that was taking care of everything was Sam Cooke. And see, you can lose your life being real. But see, Bobby didn't know about all of that.
Right. A lot of us didn't. Wow.
So that's one thing you would, yeah. I think it's, what was it, your own catalogs, and then there's another part.
Masters?
That is the masters, but your music, I can't even think of it.
Publishing?
Publishing,
Okay.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah, so, and some people would write songs and wouldn't even get them copyrighted, you know, because he recorded so many great songs. And the people had written the songs and sold them for $25.
Wow.
And they turned out to be, million sellers and all that. And the guy who didn't know anything about writing a song, he owned it. So now when you see that, his family's still rich from the songs that Bobby recorded, even though Bobby gets his royalties, but, there were songs that, other guys in the band wrote, but they didn't get no credit for it. I mean, they are great songs too. Really selling, still selling.
I think a lot of us in our generation is learning that same lesson of handling business on the front end. And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because we're still having the same fights today. What is your favorite, or a few of your favorite songs that he's written?
See, the songs that I like, you all never heard of. He did one many years ago, Teach Me How to Love You.
Okay.
But he also did one that I laugh about. I'm trying to think of the song, but the lyric says, "You say you can't go on living unless I'm by your side. I'm gonna send you a bottle of poison. Please commit suicide."
Oh, Lord.
And I said, he must have really been hurt by this woman.
Oh.
And sure enough, when I did get nervous enough to ask him about it, he said at that moment, that was exactly how he felt.
So it's like really a direct reflection of him.
He got so many, and seemed like, it's real stories. But I love Teach Me How to Love You. And I'm sure you've never heard it played, but it's on the internet.
Okay. I'll play a snippet of it after this interview so we can hear it. As we bring this to a close, is there anything that you would like to say? Anything that you would like people to know?
Well, Bobby was a great husband, father, grandfather. We have a granddaughter with a PhD that he's in school. So, yeah, and she's 35.
Wow. From go back to the plow to starting with the PhD. Wow. Well, I thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. And I'm sure Pastor Norman and our entire congregation will really appreciate being able to see this and listen firsthand. It was definitely an honor being able to speak with you, Mrs. Bland.
Well, thank you, because Miss Bland don't do interviews.
I know. This is her first interview she's ever done. Yes. She does not do interviews, so
nope.
We're definitely thankful. Thank you, Mrs. Bland.
Oh, you're welcome.
This concludes our broadcast today. Thank you so much. There's information on the screen right now if you care to join this church. You'll be so glad that you made fellowship and connection with Christ through First Baptist Church, Broad Avenue.
Teach me how to love you. Hold on to my trembling hand. Walk right here beside me my whole life through. Teach me how to love you. That's all I want you to do. crazy, crazy, crazy about you, baby. So teach me how to love you. Walk right here beside me my whole life through. Teach me how to love you. That's all I want you to do. And in return for your love, I swear I'll be true. Crazy, crazy about you, baby. So teach me how to love you.